Hello everyone, welcome back to the Strawberry Loli channel. Today I have another mini get ready with me. Not a full face of products, but I will be testing out a handful of new makeup items that caught my eye in the Japanese drugstore these past few weeks. So the main focus of today will be the eyeshadow palette that I used to create these Buttercup Vibes eyes. That was kind of a tongue twister. The newest addition to the Rimmel Wonder Sweet Eyeshadow line in 010 Vanilla Mint Chocolat. Now this is a limited edition color story. When I saw this minty green pistachio gelato color in here, you know I just had to have it. Plus the fact that like the rest of the supporting colors, you know, the browns are very cool toned. It's almost gray, right? Like this color right here is a very taupey gray. I just felt like it was calling to me. I'm very familiar with the Wonder Sweet Eyeshadow line formula in general, so it really just comes down to whether or not I like the new color story or not whenever they come out with a new release under the line. But yeah, as far as the eyeshadows go, I find this line to be extremely consistent across the board. It's all very much like that high class looking silky sheeny finish for all the colors in the, I was gonna say quad, but it's not a quad because there's 5 eyeshadows in here, so the quintet of eyeshadows. Yeah, so there are no full-on matte eyeshadows in the Wonder Sweet eyeshadow palettes, and then they always have this light highlighter color up here along with a slightly chunkier glittery topper shade at the bottom here. Side note, I mentioned this in my last video reviewing another colorway from this line as well. I like how they include a mirror on the back panel of the palette, so it's kind of like 2-in-1. It saves space in your makeup bag. The only thing, obviously, you can't actually use this mirror on the palette when you're using the palette itself. You know what I mean? Like this would be useful if you're trying to touch up your lipstick or something, but when you're actually using the palette, you have to have the palette like facing you so that you can access the eyeshadows. So I would personally only use this for like lipstick touch-ups or non-eyeshadow related touch-ups. Anyway, forget I said anything. I feel like I'm overthinking this. Without further ado, let's just get into the application. So if you're interested in how I achieved this Douyin style buttercup cool toned look, keep watching. Okay, so I filmed this eye first, but then it was a disaster. Like I kept having to wipe off, erase half of my eyeliner and go back over with the eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start over with my right eye, which is still undone. And yeah, hopefully the footage for the right eye will turn out okay. So I'm applying the Kaleidos Tone Activator eye primer and try to get like underneath the eyes as well, which I often forget. Okay, so first I'm taking this top shade A and sweeping it just directly like underneath my brow area. Yeah, basically highlight my brow bone more than anything. Then we're going to take the pistachio mint green, the star of the show, and I'm going to apply liberally all over my lid, or like the first inner 2/3. And for my particular eye shape, especially when I'm doing something like colorful or a pastel color or something light, it works better if I go in a deliberately straight line, or sometimes even maybe like upward stroking. It just looks better on my eye shape when I eventually face forward like this. That's better than if I were to do the intuitive motion of going in a half moon shape. I don't know if that makes sense, but just for me personally, like the style that I like, I feel like this just gives a more open effect to my inner eye corner, especially if it's a pastel shade like this one. And then bring that same pistachio green onto the lower outer corner. I guess subconsciously I'm aiming for like a parallelogram shape because that's what I feel like provides the most balanced effect. That's kind of the whole premise of Douyin eye makeup. Then we're using the taupey brown gray shade to fill in the outer half of the top lid. And I'm also going to use this as kind of like a contouring shade for the, not inner corner, what's this called? The inner bone area of my eye, where it connects to my nose. This is also like, I guess you could say, a technique or a detail that I feel like is often overlooked when talking about Douyin makeup, because a lot of those girls that do those videos, they might naturally already have a more defined brow bone, nose bone area. But for those of us who have flat faces, okay, it's imperative that you use some sort of light shading here to give you that like bone structure definition, faked bone structure. You see, this is also what gives you that like Western eye or bone structure, for lack of better terminology. And then there's the crazy nose contouring techniques, which I don't even know how to do. I'll be straight up with you. So I'm not gonna attempt to do that today. Although, okay, maybe I'll do like a tiny one. So a relatively easy and I think universally applicable one is if you draw like a circle, basically, around oh my god, I feel so weird, but like around the area that you want to highlight as the highest point on your nose. This is a relatively safe technique that I feel like anyone can use. It's safer than if you just do like, I don't know, the regular parallel lines because it ensures like a softer, cuter button nose effect simply due to the nature of it being a circle, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna take some of this to highlight the center. Okay, back to the eyes. So I'm gonna go in with the dark brown now to add definition near the lash line. And I'm excited because today I'm using tattoo lashes, which if I had time to do, trust me, I would do this every single day, but it's rare for me to actually have like 2 or 3 hours to spend on my makeup. Cut it as close as you can to the lash line without, you know, breaking the actual tattoo, and then put it up really close to your actual lash line, because remember there's always going to be like some amount of gap between where the actual tattoo lash starts and where your lash line is. And this is just a damp cotton pad that I'm pressing along the paper. Okay, the end of the lashes actually ended up a little higher than I was planning, but that's okay. We can just course correct a little bit with this Can Make Creamy Touch Liner in this gray shade. And then just draw in the aegyosal, blend that out with a pencil brush. Okay, that took forever though. I don't understand how girls do a different Douyin look every single day and upload daily, sometimes multiple videos per day. But it looks kind of fire though, right? Okay, so I need to put on blush. I'm gonna use this Too Faced Cloud Crush Blurring Blush in Watermelon Rain. So kind of like this hot pink. I haven't used this many times since I purchased it, and I really need to because this was very expensive. I bought this in Dubai where all the makeup is marked up, like everything in Sephora, and on top of that all the Asian beauty brands as well. Yeah, at least being in Japan, I'm kind of spoiled when it comes to Japanese brands because they're cheaper here obviously than they are overseas. So Western makeup brands as well as K-beauty and C-beauty, they tend to be more marked up here because obviously those are considered imported goods, but at least for like the plethora of Japanese brands that I use on the daily and love, I get to have them at the local price, right? But in Dubai, everything that I like, Western makeup, Asian makeup, it's all marked up astronomically. And so yeah, I'm glad that I remembered I had this, and I feel like it would look cute contrasted with the mint green. So I saw this girl on TikTok and she was saying how if you have a rounder face, or if you want to create a more lifted or snatched looking face, you should place it. Up until now, I've been doing like, you know, an inverted triangle, like a tight triangle right underneath my eyes, which does work to a certain extent. But this girl introduced to me a new subtle twist on that technique, which I feel like could be even bigger of a game changer than just putting the blush right underneath your eyes. So she had no eyeshadow on, like she had a very minimal makeup look going on, and she said that you should close your eyes, kind of concentrate on this oval area here. So the blush should mainly be concentrated on your cheeks obviously, but it should also graze past like your outer top eyelid. That placement should give you like the most snatched effect. Now obviously I have like kind of an intricate eyeshadow look going on today, so I'm going to tread very lightly when it comes to the area around my lids, but I'm gonna see what happens if I follow her basic logic that the blush should kind of like bleed into or overlap part of the eye. Hopefully this looks good. Okay, I could have done with less blush picked up on my brush in the first place, so I'm gonna tap it this time because this is very pigmented, this shade. So yeah, let's try again on this side. I'm just gonna do like inward facing oval, but then also slightly overlapping the eyelid. You want to have a continuation basically of the blush from your cheeks to kind of like the high point of your brow. I think that's the whole idea. So if you're doing no makeup or minimal eye makeup look, then I feel like that would be the ideal scenario to use this technique, because then the blush could also act kind of halfway as an eyeshadow. But I'm just gonna work with what I have today. Okay, so I think obviously if you look at the left side of my face, I did it correctly here. This side I'm gonna redo. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe it off and put on a completely new layer of foundation, because yeah, I clearly put on too much by accident. Oh yeah, this is my new signature go-to blush technique. I really like the way that's looking, and I like how you can use even more dramatic blush colors this way while still maintaining that kind of like cute kawaii unassuming aesthetic, because it just does so much for the structure of your face. Yeah, tell me this doesn't give an automatic lifted appearance to the face. Okay, I'm gonna use this Creamy Touch liner by Can Make in number 13, Blood Ichigo, for lip liner actually, because it's like a nice raspberry red color. I like how this color lets me really plump up my Cupid's bow area while looking super natural. It's like the exact color of what the shadow of my lip would be if it were more pouty. Okay, and then I'm just taking my matte Squirt Plumping gloss stick in Heat Sensor for the lips. So here is the finished look, and just on time the sun decides to come out as well, so we have some wonderful golden hour lighting to highlight everything as well. Isn't it cute? I think it looks so cute. I feel like that strawberry shortcake girl, is that her name? Strawberry Patch girl, the one with like the basket and the hat, or just like buttercup vibes, you know? I think this is definitely my favorite color variation from the Rimmel Wonder Sweet Eyeshadow collection thus far. Love the pastel mint green pistachio color, but then also the fact that the rest of the palette is quite cool toned. So, you know, you get your pop of color, but then you still have these mature, subdued, cool toned shades to make everything look all sophisticated. I also have a khaki green color variation of this eyeshadow palette that I did a dedicated video to a while back, but yeah, out of these two I definitely prefer the minty green color. I think I'm just not a fan of khaki army green. I've had people tell me that it suits me, which I guess I can see, but I don't like army green. It doesn't give the girly pastel fantasy vibes. It's more suited for like grunge or something, which is great if you're into that, but for me personally, I definitely prefer this type of a color story these days. So yeah, love how this look turned out. Love the way that it matches so well with my hot pink blush from Too Faced, and also how my nails low-key match my lips as well. I'm obsessed. Oh, before I leave though, let me just quickly, I probably should have done this earlier, but I forgot. So I picked up a new limited edition of the ettusais Face Edition powder. It is the cool version, so as you can see it's lavender, whereas the regular powder is a pink. Cool for summer, so let me open this up. And you can see it is very light lavender, like barely half a shade above white, to be honest. But yeah, this is supposed to be a translucent powder anyway. So this one is made in limited quantities, and obviously I just had to have it because their regular version of this powder is one of my holy grails. So this is the regular version. It's just in pink. Ignore the packaging because this was a limited edition gold packaging moment, but usually the packaging is also a baby pink. So you can see this one is pink and this one is lilac, and this one is supposed to be cooling for summer, and it smells minty as well. So this one is more like rose and this one is minty. And let's just apply a tiny bit to see what it's all about. I normally don't apply this powder until like, you know, halfway through the day when my makeup is melting off or my natural oils are seeping through. It's really great for like absorbing that sebum oil that our face naturally secretes. But yeah, I'm just gonna lightly tap over my entire face. So I think you can definitely see, like from my chin here, it does give that classic brightening effect that most lilac powders do. I'm actually not sure I'm the biggest fan of the smell. Like, it's just mint. It's fine, but it's kind of not a sweet mint. It's just sharp. I don't know. I prefer the original powder smell better. Here, let me rub some on the puff so you can see the color. Maybe I'll put some on the back of my hand. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, nothing groundbreaking. I don't know if I would go out of my way to purchase another one. I'm contemplating it just because this is limited edition, but truth be told, I think I do prefer the original pink powder. If it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? Alright, that is it for today's Get Ready With Me. I will leave affiliate links in the description box below to the products that I'm able to find on YesStyle, which I do have a code for. It is BerryGang if you're so inclined to use it. Why not? It comes at no extra cost to you. You can get, I think it's 5% off at least, but you can stack codes as well on YesStyle, so you can stack my code with whatever site-wide promotion that they're having at the moment for whatever particular makeup items. I would really appreciate it because it does help out my channel a lot. I hope this was fun and helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you're planning on picking up any of the items that I tried out today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!